Okay, and welcome to the Total Wealth Academy podcast, where we're constantly bringing you guests who have excelled in one way or another inside the real estate industry. Everything from wholesalers to flippers to apartment owners, and that's who I've got with me today is Bruce Petersen. I have known him for 10 years. He's also known as the Apartment Guy. Has done quite a few deals, but I'm going to kind of throw a ball to you. First off, welcome to the show, and thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for having me. I enjoy being here.
It's always a pleasure to have you. And I'm getting ready to do a radio show on the concept of giving yourself permission to succeed.
Okay.
And the concept is that most people are in jobs or endeavors or self-employment or businesses that they've done for 10, 15, 20 years. It's never gotten them in the financial position they want to be in. And they're beginning to realize that it's not ever going to get them in the financial position that they want to be in, and they keep doing it. So I wanted to get your take on that so I can share it with the radio show listeners tomorrow. But have you heard that concept before, give yourself permission to succeed?
Of course. And I think it's huge that there is this stigma attached to money and success. I don't want to stand out. I don't want to draw attention to myself. I don't want to be too successful because then the people around me hate me. They hate on me.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. What you owe it, Grant Cardone. I'm not always the biggest fan of him and his message, but he's got some wisdom. You owe it to yourself, your family, your community to be as successful as you can possibly be. The more money I make, the more people I can help. It's not about lining my pockets. It's giving me options, a better lifestyle, but also helping those around me that truly need help. Now, not a handout state, don't get me wrong,
right.
But people that truly need help, give to your church or whatever it is you give to. So, yeah, it's out there. I hate the concept and the phrase, money's the root of all evil. Shut up.
Yeah.
It's said by people that are too lazy or scared to try to do this for themselves. We can teach them how to do all of this. You taught me, and I try to teach as many people as I can that you can have the life you never thought possible. The world is a pile of money. You can have all of it you want. What are you willing to do to get it?
Yeah, it comes down to the understanding that money comes from one source, helping and serving others.
Yep.
And when you recognize that and you understand that if you've got a lot of money in the bank, you helped a lot of people. Now, the only exception to that would be some type of criminal or drug dealer or something like that. So, because I've had that thrown in my face.
Right.
But when you look at a truly wealthy person who has done everything legally and focused on helping and serving others, that money is just a symbol of how many people they've helped. And then you can use that money to help even more people, as you described, through charity, through giving to organizations that are worthwhile. There are ways to waste in charity.
Right.
But as I look at it, I did have this discussion on the radio the other day. So many people do believe that the love of money is the root of all evil, and it gives them a cop-out. But that comes from the Bible. If you keep reading, there's the story of the talents. And basically what the way I interpret it, is the Bible saying, look, God has given you all these abilities. If you bury them in the backyard and don't use them, he's not going to be happy.
Right.
I think it's our duty to our families. I agree with Grant Cardone on that. To our families, to our community, to do well, but you've got to give back. I think you look at The Richest Man in Babylon and read that book, and he talks about tithing. I think that's an important part, that there's really not success if you hoard money and don't share it at all. I think there's some negativity to that, and it's greed based. But what I've noticed is that every time I give, for some reason, I get back more than I gave, and that has just led me to, and I try to do that at Total Wealth Academy, is give more than I charge for. And then they send me two friends. I'm like, good Lord.
Right. Money is only productive if it's in flow, if it's in motion. If it's not in motion or flow, it doesn't even help you. It sits in a bank account. You're not doing anything with it. It's not helping anybody. You need to move money through the system. It's currency, right? Currency. And money has to move. Hoarding it makes you feel good, gives you something to brag about at the country club, maybe, but it's not really serving anything or anybody. I had a guy come up to me after a talk that I gave about how real estate can work for you. And I said, look, I can show you how to make $1 million or more a year. It's very doable for any and everybody in this room. I don't care your state right now, financially or educationally, it does not matter. This guy comes up to me afterwards. He goes, Bruce, that was offensive to me. I'm like, what do you mean it was offensive? He said, that is obscene and disgusting. $1 million. I'm like, okay, let's break that down, shall we? He goes, okay. I said, what do you do? I'm a chiropractor. I'm a self-professed hippie chiropractor in Austin, Texas. I was like, okay. He goes, look, I make about $50,000 a year. Like, dude, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. I said, so you're here in my room for a reason. What do you like to do when you're not working? He goes, well, I take a 1-week vacation every year and I go to a third world country and I give away free chiropractic care because everybody can use it, but not everybody can afford it in these third world countries. I'm like, okay, hear me out now. Let's take this a little further. If I can teach you how to make $10,000 a year, that doesn't make any difference in your life. If I could teach you how to make $1 million or more, you could flip that. You work 1 week out of the year and you go to third world countries to do your passion, your life's work, to give to people. I want to cry now if I'm not careful because he started crying.
Did he really?
I got through to him. I said, money is a tool, dude. It's not a bad thing. Quit thinking that way. I said, think about how many more people you could help if I teach you how to make $1 million a year as opposed to $1,000 a year. And he looked at me and went, and he started patting his chest and he started to tear up, honest to goodness.
Wow.
People have a warped idea of what money is and why it exists. That's all. You just have to get out of that mindset, the dogmatic crap you've been taught your whole life.
That's a powerful, powerful point. I would have loved to have been there for that. That just emotion that he must have felt. I bet everybody near him felt it as well.
Yep. Because a lot of people at the beginning, they were all on his side, like, yeah. And then when they heard him, it is huge.
When you mentioned currency earlier and flow of money, I talked about that on the radio show the other day using Deepak Chopra's work, where he talks about the fact that the term affluence contains flow. Affluere is the Latin that it comes from. It means to flow.
Right.
And that the money should be moving. It should be moving into the charities of your choice. It should be moving into investments that allow you to give more to the charities of your choice, as well as feed your family and do well for your own nuclear and sometimes extended family. Because my mother would have been in big trouble if I hadn't had the money I had when she came down with Alzheimer's. In your opinion, what percentage do you believe in the 10%? Are you giving away? I don't want to get into exactly what you do, but what's your philosophy on what you share?
I share everything I can possibly share. And a lot of times it's not financially based. A lot of times it's my knowledge. I can help you change your life by not giving you $1, by teaching you how to go make your own dollar.
Right.
That's how I give back the most. But we shoot for 10 to 15% a year. We have an account set up on the side that, so much of our monthly income goes into that account. And then, kind of like a 501c3, a charity will do, one of those nonprofits. We look at it from time to time. Okay, we have this much built up. Who can we go help? What can we go do? We shoot for 10 to 15%. But again, that's the point. Money is just a tool. There are other tools. One of the tools that I use the most in giving back is teaching. And a lot of it's free. I charge for some just like you do. There's nothing wrong with that. But I try to help people any chance I can doing this kind of thing. I truly think what you're doing here is powerful. It's empowering for people that will listen to it with an open mind. So that's how I give back a lot of my time.
Yeah, time is a huge factor. Sometimes that's what people need. One of my goals when I'm older is to go to a children's home and spend time there teaching people about leading balanced lives and understanding that money is a tool, as you say, for helping and serving other people, and the only way you get it is from helping and serving other people. So many people are literally think that the government has money. They think the banks have money. They don't. They have our money.
Right.
And then last year, when the government printed all that money, it gave a bad message to all Americans that the government can just print more money. But you can see the inflation already starting.
Yep.
You can see all the problems that it's caused. And I've seen people destroy a year of their life sitting on their butts, not working, not helping and serving other people, and just taking those checks. They're never going to get that year back. They may think, oh, cool, I have a year off. Really, is that your goal, to do nothing? There's no satisfaction in that. Last thing I want to discuss with you is the Dalai Lama's comment that the purpose of life is to be happy. Mm-hmm. But the catch to it, you have to be serving other people to be happy. I mean, it's such a great phrase, the way he says it. He is without a doubt, and this is said with respect, because I believe that everything is a sale. You have to sell yourself that you're smart enough.
Absolutely.
You have to sell yourself that the idea is good. It's all sales. He's the best salesman I've ever seen, because when he finishes talking, I'm like, that all made sense. But where I'm leading with this is that serving your spouse, serving your children, serving maybe an extended family member that needs help, serving your clients, serving your investors, man, that's so rewarding. I don't see people talk about retirement being the goal. Really, you want to quit helping and serving other people? I don't understand why people have the goal of retirement.
I do. Because they hate what they're doing. I don't. Okay. You don't.
Right.
I don't want to retire from shit stuff I like doing. Right? So that's what it is. Sorry to cut you off, but that's what it is. They hate their lives. They can't wait to get to 65, or now they're being told 75.
Right.
To retire because they hate their work life.
It's like people who take too many vacations. I'm like, didn't you go on 3 or 4 last year? I think it's because they're unhappy with their lives, whereas you and I live a life that pretty much is a vacation.
Oh, absolutely.
It's crazy.
And it's because of what money has allowed us to do. We understand the way the world works. It unfortunately works on money. If it didn't work on money, it worked on puka shells or tulip bulbs, whatever. Again, it's a tool. A guy asked me, a friend of mine asked me, Andrew Cordell, he asked me, Bruce, money is what to you? And I said, options. He goes, well, expound upon that. What does that mean? Not only the trite thing that everybody knows, money's a tool, right? Money's options. When COVID locked down the country, if I have the money, now this might be obscene to some people, but if I have the money to buy my own plane, I have more options than you that have to fly coach in Southwest. There's nothing wrong with flying coach in Southwest.
Right.
I have options you don't, to keep my family safe, maybe, to bug out of New York or San Francisco, to go out into the country somewhere to escape. How about the person that's sitting behind me, sneezing on the back of my neck, that maybe has COVID, now I'm going to die? Money is options. That's all it is. It gives me options to make a better life for myself, my family, my community. That's it.
You're using it to serve your family, and that is what money is. Mm-hmm. It's there to serve you and to serve others when you're lucky enough to have enough that you can share, which is a wonderful feeling. Wow. Okay. Any last thoughts?
We started off this thing about success and all that. I talked about Grant Cardone a little bit, but outside of Grant Cardone, I tell people all the time, from a stage, one-on-one, on a podcast, whatever, I will never apologize for my success. I get flamed on social media all the time. Oh, you rich piece of junk. Look, dude, quit bitching about what I have and go out there and get it for yourself. You're not helping yourself by trying to tear me down. I'm giggling on the other side of the keyboard because I got a great life, dude. I can help you get. Why don't you ask the people that have a good life? How did you get there? What did it take? What can you teach me? Instead of just going, you're a piece of shit because you said this and because you own that and I don't have it. I will never apologize for my success, no matter what you think of me. I owe it to my family and my community to be as successful as I can.
And I believe everyone has that responsibility. I consider it a duty.
Yep.
Because I got to give one last thought. If you go through life, if you have children, and you go through life living paycheck to paycheck and retire broke, what have you taught your children? To do the same thing.
Yep.
But if you do well and pass that information on, and they do well, you know their kids will do better and better and better. This is the concept of the wealthy get wealthier, because we're passing on wonderful ideas and teaching our kids how to lead a balanced life and not just be addicted to the money. All right, this has been the Total Wealth Academy podcast with my good friend Bruce Petersen. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day.